Hi, this is Wishop, and this is your card reading for the full moon in Aries coming up on October 16th. So I've got two tarot decks this week. The middle one here is the Ellis deck, which is brand new for me, done by artist Taylor Ellis. It's really great. I love it. I've been sort of waiting to order it for a while, and I finally got it. Then I have the Reflections Tarot and the Retro Lenormand. I think that what is happening is as we've done course correction on our lives, we've been sort of defining new directions. And some of the course correction has been forced upon us by events, and some of it is because of things we've chosen, things that we've left behind or made decisions about. But either way, as we come into, the planets have been moving a lot more positively in directions, and I don't mean in terms of positive good. I just mean they've been making movement, so that stuckness is beginning to unwind. And I think we're being asked to consider at the full moon in Aries to evaluate our new beginnings. How do you feel about your new beginnings? How's it going? Do you feel like you're enthusiastic about it? You're excited about it? Or do you still have insecurity about it? So related to that, I want to talk briefly about the Saturn square Neptune. People talk about what I think of as the more challenging aspects of these planets all the time. I want to talk about the blessings that they offer you, because if you, I think, focus upon the great things that both of them have to offer you right now, you don't have to take from them the negative things that you don't want. So where Neptune's considered or concerned, you get a lot of issues that people talk about: deception, addiction, obsession, delusion. Where Saturn's concerned, people get caught up in the idea of punishment, of a taskmaster, of karma, of this harsh approach that's always telling you you're not good enough, not something. So what Neptune offers that I think is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and necessary is deep wisdom and universal love. If Neptune is rose-colored glasses, then all the Buddhas and ascended masters can be said to have worn them. It's this loving, heart-first sense. And while you're trying to determine a new course for your life, leading with your heart first, finding out what direction you feel for that has an answering echo. You know, you sort of send out a little sound like a ping from your heart, and then you try to figure out where's echoing back. You know, where do you feel a responding tug or pull? Neptune is great at helping you figure out which direction you're facing. It's not going to figure out all the little details, but it is going to help you know generally that navigational sense, like a school of fish all sort of head in one direction. Neptune absolutely, with its very deep wisdom, is going to help you face in the direction of your heart and help you figure out what general direction that is and give you plenty of good feelings about it, the sweetness of it. Saturn is going to help you figure out what the next step is to take. You're not going to be able to see all the way down to the end of the road and how everything is going to transform everything else, but it will help you figure out the next important step to take. And like a good outfitter or a Sherpa, it's going to help you figure out if the gear you have is what you need. If you need to acquire more skills or acquire some new capacities, Saturn will help you understand that. And if there's stuff that you need to get rid of that doesn't suit this trip, you know, you're not going to take a bunch of swim fins on a trip up a mountain. Saturn will help you figure out which things you don't need, but it's doing it to help you get to where you're going. Saturn is in Sagittarius. Saturn can see the same horizon that you're facing, that horizon of new development, of exploration, of humanitarian concerns, which is what Sagittarius is about. And Saturn is facing in the direction of your enthusiasm and wants to help you get there in a step-by-step basis, so you don't have to feel overwhelmed. Just, feel that love and excitement and let Saturn show you the next step. So let's go to the cards. Here's basically the central card, which is us, the current situation, and it's 3 of Cups. And let me show you. We've got these beautiful water beings. They're raising their cups. They are naked and unafraid, and they look happy. This is always a card of celebration. It can be a card of collaboration and joy with like-minded souls. So this can be any fruitful collaboration that you have put together of things which previously seemed like they didn't belong. Like maybe you didn't think of Saturn and Neptune as allies in helping you get to your future, but I hope that you see that they can be. And if you let each of them serve you from their blessings, each one can help you take the next step forward. So that can be the 3 of Cups, but it can be a fruitful collaboration of skills that you've brought together that you haven't used before, people that you're working with, organizations, all kinds of things like that. And it's a coming together in joy, not in pain, not in difficulty and strife, but a coming together in joy. So this card here, which tends to be what we're going away from, this is King of Cups in reverse. So King of Cups upright is all about stability, reliability, that person that you can depend on, that person who's really in your corner, like a very ideal fatherly figure that cares too much to let you fall. Now, in the reverse, excuse me, this can mean that there's a lack of trust, that we feel a lack of reliability. So it could be where it's combined with the 3 of Cups, you can think about issues of addiction. Certainly in nuts and bolts sense, that is something that comes up. But in a larger sense, maybe we don't trust ourselves. We're afraid we can't hold up our piece of this puzzle. Or we're afraid that we're deluded, that Neptunian feeling, because you can see 2 of these cups are sort of vapor and 1 is real. That we are afraid that we're deluded about what we want and about what we're going for. And that sense of mistrust, distrust, of lack of confidence in ourselves and in our goals, it can be insidious. Maybe it's even lack of trust in these other people if you're collaborating, or in the strength of that bond. So here's what we're sort of going towards. Now, this is the moon card, and this is a reading for the moon, for the Aries full moon. But when I look at the moon card in Lenormand, it means quite often career, prestige, issues of reputation. So we think of the moon shining a light and making people stars, so to speak. So it can be creative endeavors, poetic endeavors. You can see she has this musical instrument across her lap, so it can be any sort of creative function that you're involved in, anything artistic or creative. So where the moon card is sort of what we're going towards, if you will. We are going towards something that will bring us prestige and reputation. In the Lenormand lexicon, this is a very good thing. So it sort of emphasizes that this endeavor that we're taking up is actually going to lead us in good places. But because this particular Lenormand deck has this woman sort of putting her hand up to the moon as if she doesn't want to hear it, I think of the idea of staying away. Maybe staying away is too strong, but not being overly concerned with public recognition at this point, because while she's busy holding off the moon, her hands are not on the instrument. So she's not working on the thing that she's trying to do. She's busy worrying about what the moon thinks of it, or what the moon has to say, or what the moon is shining a light on. So while this will ultimately bring good prestige, recognition, and reputation, it may be a time to think more about the work you're doing and less about the reputation you have. So it's a time of maybe woodshedding, of like really getting down to work on the nuts and bolts, if you will, of this new creative enterprise, and not worrying about telling everybody or making a big promotion of it, but just on letting it develop. So let me show you the foundation cards. I almost always put the foundation cards in the description, but this week they were so meaningful to me that I wanted to share them with you. The foundation card here is the Nine of Pentacles. So combining that with this sense of distrust, unease, fear of self-delusion, I think, oh, well, we're afraid that we're not going to be self-sufficient. Maybe we're afraid if we collaborate, we're going to lose our independence. Or maybe we're afraid that this new direction we're going is not going to be financially lucrative, that we're not going to be able to be secure. So where I have the Three of Cups, I had the reversed Hanged Man. So the reversed Hanged Man is one of unwilling sacrifice. So we're afraid, potentially, that in this collaboration, we're going to give up our individuality, that we're going to have to sacrifice something, that this looks too easy. This idea of coming together in joy, isn't it supposed to be hard? Isn't it supposed to be painful? Isn't it supposed to be something that makes you feel like a martyr? And I think that's really the question. Are we at a place where we can take it in a new sense and really accept a joyful blessing if that's what shows up and not doubt it all the time? The one I got for Lenormand was the Ring. Now look at this happy collaboration. The Ring, which is a Taurus card, which points to values, concrete, beautiful values, things that we love, things that are of beauty, things guided by Venus, which is the lower octave of Neptune. So again, this feeling of love and abundance, and that's what's in the future. That's where we're going. This is a good collaboration. These are good commitments to make, but we have to get out of our own way. And part of the way we do that is by sincerely letting go of the pains of the past. So that if you meet a new person, I don't know if I said this time, I said it in a previous version of the video, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but if you meet a new person and they have the misfortune to look like someone with whom you had a bad relationship, can you open your heart enough? Can you use that Neptunian quality of opening your heart enough to see them and take them on their own basis and really look at them for who this new person is, not covering them with the gloss of the person that you used to know, who was different. So when a new opportunity comes up, can you experience it with a sense of trust? Can you look towards it in joy? Can you get the recognition and the prestige out of it that you want? I think so. That doesn't mean it won't be challenging, but I think looking at things with new eyes is really what's called for here, and then letting the next step and the next step and the next step come to you as you move forward, not seeing 5 miles down the road, but just seeing the next step. And that in this Aries new moon, or the Aries full moon rather, you are going to look at this new beginning, this brand new thing that you're doing, whatever it is. It could be a relationship, it could be a new career position, it could be a new endeavor that you're making with regards to your health or your home. It could be a new spiritual pursuit. Any of these, you ought to find by the time of the Aries new moon, if you sort of are thinking about it now in these 10 days previous, that you're looking upon this new beginning with a great deal of hope and enthusiasm, and with that beautiful, bold Aries can-do spirit, instead of a sense of lack of trust in yourself, lack of trust in the process. So lead with your heart, look for the next right step, and rock on with your bad self.